how leveraging this smart data fabric data platform, from the moment you load in the data, you can configure the KPIs, and then you can define your business process, your business rules, and the system will tell you what kind of problem you have, what is the risk associated with this problem, and then more importantly, what should you do based on all the data or your business rules? What should you do to mitigate the risk and really to keep your operations smoothly for different types of supply chain problems? And we'll provide all the kind of REST APIs to do all kind of stuff that which I'm going to show you later. So the idea is giving people a lot of capabilities, and they all work together. And when you try to solve an actual problem, you don't have to do a lot of coding with these things. There's a lot of APIs and other ways you can configure. You put things together like playing a Lego, right? You put these different pieces together, and we're trying to help you to see, what these pieces and give you a little more instructions, so you don't shoot in the dark. So that was the idea. Now, before I jump to a demo, I want to talk give you a little bit idea what can potentially be different ways to use this product. You can build new applications with this product. I mean, probably given the 24 hours, 23 hours we have, we may not build a full-blown application, but maybe somebody will surprise us. You can embed this into existing solutions. So that's the idea. Our product doesn't have to go out to replace existing solutions. You can bring additional capability to existing systems, existing solutions. So that's the other thing we can really help our customers. And also you can, if you just want to do a very specific thing, in supply chain, this is a service I'm going to provide. For example, if you're talking about the green energy type of things, and people today in supply chain, everybody cares about what? The carbon emission, right? But if you just want to provide a service to help people to track their carbon, you can, using this, develop a cloud service. So anybody need it, and hook up to the cloud service, get your result, and then run their business from leveraging your output, right? So there are different ways you can do things, from big whole entire enterprise application to small thing like one particular service, right? There are different ways you can do it. And if you develop with our orchestrator, because we have all these APIs, and even natively we can support other languages in addition to our own language. So pretty much you can pick the language you want to do. Python is very popular, Java, other things. Or if you want to do some real cool stuff to take the best performance that we can get to offer, so you can do a little things using our proprietary technology as well. So it depends. We expose most of those things through like Python. You can do pretty much everything in Python today. And we provide connectivity through all kinds of things. I talk about APIs, right? REST APIs and the different areas all over the place is supported. JDBC, ODBC, definitely there. You can use cloud service, right? Or other approaches using our interoperability features. So you can interact with many different ways. And possible scenarios, so you can using our orchestrator as a data engine or data lake for supply chain, because we have the data model, we can handle structured, unstructured, and all kind of data, and then you can serve for other like business intelligence tools like a Tableau, Power BI, right? They can run on top of ours. That can be one scenario. You can use InterSystems supply chain orchestrator as integration gateway. In supply chain, we are dealing with all kind of stuff. By the way, I forgot to define supply chain. For people who are not in this particular business, you may have different ideas about what supply chain is. Because before COVID, not everybody is that familiar. After COVID, everybody knows of supply chain. But your understanding of supply chain may be different from what we are talking here. So the actual supply chain is really about what do you do in the business? Well, we have different business, right? It's really, we are there to provide product or services to your customers, whether it's individual consumers or other business, right? So supply chain is really about the flow of goods, services, and money through, in and out all these operations, companies, corporations, right? So it ranges from what we sometimes call first mile to last mile. You have to plan what you're going to do, and then you're going to buy the stuff you need in order to serve your customers. That buying stuff can be raw materials, it can be the final product, right? If you're a retail company, it can be many other things. and then you buy those things, going through the logistics, get into your warehouses. You may do manufacturing to use that to make something new. You may do just some reassembling or repackaging, and then you take it out to your customers, right? So this whole, from procurement to internal logistics, manufacturing to your customer fulfillment, all of this is part of the supply chain. Not to mention something even additional on top, planning. How much product you want to plan to sell, right? How much raw material you plan to buy, and how much manufacturing capabilities you want to be prepared in anticipating for the demand, right? In the future time. All of these are supply chain. It's a very broad concept. It's not just about logistics. It's not just about shipment delay. Right? There's a lot more that people can do with that. So then coming back here, possible scenarios, we talk about integrations. So if you're dealing with that broad area, there are many, many solutions out there which supposedly working together, right? Do they work together? If they all work together, we won't have that big crisis during COVID. Before COVID, each of the systems works well in each of their own area, that's fine. But when COVID hit, because these systems don't communicate, talk to each other, don't collaborate with each other, that's why we have a big supply chain problem. And inter-system supply chain orchestration is aimed to address a lot of those gaps, in the industry like that. You can use our analytics, ML, optimization capabilities to solve different supply chain problems. I mentioned about carbon emission, that can be one. Right? You can optimize your logistics, not for the fastest time, not necessarily for the lowest cost. Now you have to put into carbon emission into the picture. How do you reshape your logistics, right? Because of the green energy approach. So there are different ways you can potentially do. You can use it as a business process engine. We all heard about digital twins, digital smart cities. That takes a lot of those business processes. We have to digitize those, right? And then you can do a digital twin type of solutions, and to mimic your actual business process, do scenario analysis among other things. And the last one, not the least one, is really the end-to-end visibility, right? From the first mile of supply chain to the last mile, and then identify what kind of problems you have through configurations, right? The KPIs. I mentioned quite a few examples earlier. And once you identify problems, don't stop there. And companies, need help more than just identify problems. They also want to know what are some of the future problems that may happen to me. So I have milk in this retail store today. Do I really have a risk that I may be running out of milk by this next week, right? Participate in future problems. And then take even another step further is, if you're going to run out of milk next week, what should you do now? You shouldn't wait until next week to solve this problem. You can do something right now to solve that problem. So with supply chain orchestrator, we provide a lot of tools to help people address these type of problems. So I think I probably talked too much already, so let me stop talking. Should I do a demo, or you want to do some quick Q&As? If you have any questions I can answer. What do people like to do here?
Demo.
A demo? Okay. All right. So this is a quick demo. This is not actual product. So this is somebody who have no idea about our technology and put together in a few weeks. We just tell them, here's all the API, here's the scenario we want to do, and they don't know anything about our orchestrator, but just put the UI together through the APIs. Okay. So a couple of things I want to highlight here in this. So we talk about different aspects, different part of supply chain. This demo highlights a few of the supply chain area. You're talking about orders, right? The orders may be your custom orders, maybe your supply orders that you're ordering the raw materials to make the final good, right? So that's also orders. It can be manufacturing orders, right? Somebody like you order a Dell computer online, and that gets converted into a manufacturing order that somebody have to assemble that laptop for you with your various specifications. So that's a manufacturing order. There are many other orders in supply chain too. So that's the order. Shipment, I don't need to say anything, everybody understands shipment, right? When things going back and forth from your suppliers to your warehouses, and then to your customers, and then from manufacturing to other distribution centers, all kind of shipments may be involved in your supply chain. Inventory, that's another thing. So we all understand a lot through the COVID, right? We quickly run out of masks because nobody have any inventory of masks, right? And pretty soon, then we have too much inventory of masks. So a year later, everybody have a lot of masks in their inventory. So then they have a problem how do you get rid of those things? Because if you don't get rid of inventory, it means what? You have a cash flow problem. Your money got stuck in there that you cannot use that for other stuff, right? And manufacturing is also an interesting part that we can help. So I'm not going to show all these different areas. I'm going to show one flow. So let's take order as an example. So this is the order of all the custom orders coming in. This is a global company. You can think of this is Apple. Apple sells iPhone across the regions all over the world. So you will see, once you know all this order information, you will see what kind of revenue we're talking about in different regions. So do we have to do anything to show that? No. Why? You just need to know the order because we have the embedded analytics. We have the KPI configurations. You load it, you just tell me what you want to see, and then all the results out there. No additional effort required other than configuration what you want to see. Right? So that's one. Now, that's not fun, right? Business probably doesn't need me to tell them how much money, revenue they have in different regions. They want to know what kind of problems do I have based on all these order data that you just loaded, right? And then you can configure some KPIs, like in the bottom you see some dials there. So we have two, and we can just configure another one, and another one will pop up there. So this is how you measure the business risks or performance in your supply chain. So one we configure is called late ship orders. What that means, so I put in an order for a computer, Dell, right? And I say I want this by this date, and then everybody agrees, good, done. Does it always ship on time? Most of the time, I guess it does, and in some cases it won't. And you want to track those which are not shipped on time. So you can define your logic. So how do you measure a late ship order, right? Using what date and compared to what? Is 4 hours late? About 12 hours is that late, right? So there's different logic you can define what is considered as a late. Now, once you define that, and the system will tell you exactly how many. What are they? What are these orders are late? So that's immediately, without any additional effort, you'll get those things. Now let's take one step further. So for these given late orders, what can I do to minimize impact on my business? So with these KPI configurations, you can configure KPI to automatically generate issues. Remember, one of the things we talk about is issue management. We provide those kind of features out of box. So you can have KPI to generate issues. So any order shipped late, create an issue for me. That's all you need to say. The system will create an issue for you. Say, okay, now I get all these issues. What do I do? Right? And you can do all kind of analytics for that. And these are just the two of issues waiting for somebody to respond. Take a look. What that means is this. Behind this, you can run an analytics on any issue you identify, either through KPIs or other ways. And once it's identified, you can put together a business process with business rules, together with analytics and original data. And in some cases, you even need to make it talk to another system to retrieve additional information to help you make decisions. So this analytics will help you understand how bad this problem is. If I have an order late, which impacts over $1 million revenue, maybe that's something you should pay more attention. Versus it's just once in one laptop, maybe somebody's small potatoes, I don't care as much as this $1 million deal, right? So we shouldn't. We should treat everybody fairly. But it can help you. You apply your rules, you apply your business process, understand how bad this problem is, how urgent this problem is, right? A big problem, a severe problem doesn't mean it's as urgent as some other problems. And you can also identify what are the root causes. So like the canal has some ship trapped there, shut down the entire canal. That could be a root cause of some of the problems, right? Or something else. And more importantly, you can get to the recommendation, what we call prescriptive analytics. We don't stop there telling you what problem you have. We also take one step further. What is the best resolution you probably should consider with all the real-time data you have in the system, with your own business logic or business rules. So that's what this is about. And remember, all of this takes a lot of different pieces of technology, right? The data engine is, of course, needed, right? Analytics is needed. Business process, business rules are needed. And the way we can do all of this is what? You have one KPI configuration. You tell me what kind of data, what analytics, what business process, what is your KPI logic, all through one configuration. And the way we do this is because of the Smart Data Fabric architecture. You can find each of these capabilities on AWS with a cloud service, right? But how do you bring all these 5, 6, or 10 different cloud services working together? I don't think there's any configuration you can do to bring them together, right? Not to mention, you may even have to move data and other stuff around. But with our technology, we allow you to do that. So I think that's probably all the time we have for the product demo. And I want to quickly jump to the hackathon. So we have created a GitHub page which will give you instructions how to deploy this whole thing. We give you everything, right? Full capability, like what we have in production, including a key, which is of course the key is only valid for for the hackathon time. And you can explore all these capabilities once you deploy it. The deployment requires you have Docker, so it's a Docker image deployment. You can deploy on your PC, lab, or if you have a cloud account like AWS, you can deploy to your EC2 instance in your AWS, for example. So there are many different options you can deploy the product. And then in here, we also have some more helps we're providing to you. From if you want to learn more about actual use cases, marketing material, we have some successful stories there. And we also have some ideas, what can be potentially a good use case. There are also a lot of help links. If you want to get some help, right, to do certain things, there's a lot of help links here that we provide. And of course, we'll have mentors. Yeah.
Like 1 more minute.
1 more minute? Okay. So, and mentors, Tom, myself, and among my other colleagues will be here to answer your questions, help you get software installed, everything.
All right, thank you so much.